Very good morning, friends. So, today, the last lecture of the week for Form 10 students, and the going has been pretty good. We have been covering with a good speed, and I hope you are understanding because since I don't get any queries, it reflects that you all are comfortable and you are able to understand. Anyway, we'll be starting with a continuation of yesterday's chapter, that was the theme story by Ruskin, where we had left in between only we had completed the theme and discussed about the author and then the theme, the Ruskin, and then the theme, that's the story part. We'll have to do the title justification, the message, and some small points which will cover up the entire story. Yesterday, we also discussed about the syllabus, but now, actually, I was delaying it because now we are going to do everything through the ERP. So I was not actually aware like how much it is going to the system that we are going to adopt is going to support. So anyway, now since the message is clear and all, so there's going to be a slight alteration, and I think you students are going to be very happy with it. Most of you are already aware that it's now going to be only MCQs. So since the great MCQs are on the line, obviously the writing skill goes down the shelf. No, we can't have it because I can't give 10 stories and ask you to give, and or I give you one story and then I write 4 MCQs. So it's not feasible and possible. So the writing skill that I had asked you yesterday, that will be in the part of the syllabus for the unit test, now gets shelved. That means it will not come. So now the fresh things I will tell you so that we can come out with the MCQs. So number one, I had told you, will be the literature part. Now, 2 chapters from each book. Correct. So that means 4 chapters you are doing it. One is first write, 2 chapters from there, let her go to God, just understood. The second one will be your footprints without feet, 2 chapters, tramp of surgery, and the second one was a question of trust. So 2 chapters from each book, that is total 4 chapters you are going to get. Now, what will happen from these 4 chapters, we'll be giving you a question with 4 options. You have to choose the suitable. That is A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe like I'll post a phrase, and I'll ask you, who's the speaker? And 4 options will be there. Maybe I'll post the story, the title of the story, and I'll ask you who's the author or the poet. So, one phrase, one question, something will be there with 4 MCQs, or maybe a question with 4 different answers. You have to choose and select the best one, and for the answer, which will be accordingly again informed to you all, like how you should be doing it in the question paper or in separate piece. So this is what will be the literature. Second, comprehension. That is, I'll give you a passage, a paragraph, and from there I might ask you few questions. Again, they're all MCQs. They're all MCQs. Unit test 1. They're all MCQs. Okay. So one comprehension, I'll put it. So you just go through the comprehension and there will be again the MCQs. 5 questions, 10 questions, God knows. And then obviously the last one will be your grammar. So grammar now, we are going to have, as we had discussed, the same things, but one change. Editing, omitting, and fill in the blanks. Correct? So now your syllabus for the unit test 1 has been designed to be launched. Literature, 4 chapters will be there, 2 from each book. Comprehension, 1 passage, I'll be giving it to you with the MCQs. And the last will be your writing skill, that will be the editing, omitting, fill in the blanks. Now, normally what happens for the, say, we'll take up, after we finish, then we'll take up. Now, normally, I'm sorry, what happens? Say, as far as the distribution of marks are concerned, our department is working on it. And by, I think, Monday, we'll be in a position to finalize the distribution of marks. But tentatively, you can have it in your mindset. When we take part of the literature, is the bulk of the portion. Normally, 40% of the marks distribution is from the literature, approximately. So what we do, we might keep 15 marks for literature. 2 books are there. So 15 marks, maybe, it's just a tentative marks distribution that I'm giving it to you. Maybe 15 marks for literature, maybe say 5 marks for comprehension, and 10 marks for your editing or omitting, or both of them, editing and omitting, and filling the blanks. 10 marks for that. But they will be all MCQs. So nothing to worry about the marks distribution, but this is the general tendency. We distribute the marks. Literature, we for 30%, 30 marks, normally approx 50% we keep it for the literature. In the normal thing, we go for the 40%, but here we keep it 50%, make 15 marks for the literature, 10 marks for the grammar, and 5 marks for the, because we'll have to cover it up for the writing skills, which we are not in a position to include. So I hope this is perfectly all right with you. Okay, so now I would like to tell you how normally you are going to get the questions of editing, omitting, and fill in the blanks, all of you. So not much of a discussion to be done for fill in the blank. Say, for example, editing. We have taken up the portion of editing. I hope it's getting good. Yeah. And say there are A, B, C, D, 4, or say 5 lines are there which requires editing. Okay. Sorry. Oh, the ink is backfiring. I hope I don't disturb my. Just a second here. It has started, maybe the heat, or could be because of the excessive input in the body, obesity. Right, now say, for I has a dog who is a cute one. It loves eating apples, but hate cereals. My dog is a dog. Say for example, say for example, say for example, you have got a paragraph like this. Okay, now here you'll be having the answer. Correct. So there will be four options. Say for example, number A, number B, number C, number D, number E. Okay, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Four answers will be given. You have to take mark in one of them. Okay. Or they are just put as blanks and you need to put a tick mark in the right. Now supposing it says I has a dog. So I has is of and have. So normally what happens? The answer is I have a dog. I have a dog. So the correct answer is this one. That's all that you are supposed to do. Who is a cute one? So this you edited. Who, say supposing it was who is and loving one. Okay. Then it becomes much easy for you. Say let's put it like this. Okay. Who is an cute one? Now, what is the thing that is need to? Who is a cute one? So, similarly, you'll again get four options. Say, for example, this is a one. Is, was, has, a. So, in your obviously the answer is who is a cute one. So, this is your answer. So, this will be the pattern. This will be the pattern. Now, similarly, if you go for omitting, the same pattern will be there. The same pattern. Only thing will be the sentence will be all right, but a word will be missing. I have a dog. Now, a is missing. Correct. So this becomes your right answer. So you have found the missing word, and the missing word was a. Similarly, who is a cute one? So the word a is missing. So the answer is a. It loves again. If you come back to editing, so now you know the pattern. He loves eating, but hates cereals. My dog is adorable. So you'll be getting the options which you'll be supposed to go for the MCQs. So it's very, very nice and wonderful, and similarly for the comprehension also, so that our target, as far as the English is concerned, though with the constraints, we will try to get into the mode of the practice the way you get the papers out in the board. Only difference will be like they will be subjective too. So once and when we get maybe once they finish the course and we start with the revisions, you can start sending the writing skills to me. I'll be correcting it and I'll be again sending it back to you. That won't be a problem at all. That won't be a problem. So we'll catch up with the writing skills. Now, so I hope more or less the paper pattern, the marks distribution, the final will come out once, like all of us, our department as a whole, English department in the school decides, okay, this should be the marks distribution. Then obviously, officially, I'll be also sending you. But tentatively, you have it in your mind how it comes. Now, it just might be a variation of a 1 or 2 marks here and there, but you know it. Okay, so again, I repeat. So roughly, you can have lit, say 15 marks, compre. Oh, I should put it at the top. Oh my God. Comprehension, 5 marks. And then you have the grammar, that is of 15 marks. I think I have missed out. Oh, 10 marks, sorry. That will make 30 marks. Correct. So this is a tentative. Keep it in your mind. But as and when it will be decided, I'm definitely going to let you know. So you'll be informed on time. Only thing is, I just wait for the right time when everything is clear, absolute. Then only I try to give it to you. So I might be late, but when I give you, at least there is no room for confusions after that. Okay, so don't panic. But tentatively, now you know. So you start your preparation and we go ahead with the thief's story. So again, I must use this wonderful person so that the memory is wiped out. Getting back to the wonderful thieves story. A thief's story by Ruskin Bond. I hope is the right name. The Thief story. The Thief. I had a doubt. It's not a thief. It's a particular thief. I'm sorry. This is what I miss when we used to have the real classroom. I used to find some of the students getting up and correcting. And I've always considered teaching as a two-way process. Okay, it's my duty to come and teach you, but again, at the same time, as a human being, even I'm a student. And I learn a lot from my students. I just adore my students, learn a lot, and I encourage the students to correct me also if I go anywhere wrong. I also encourage them to increase my knowledge. So learning, I cannot say I'm a master. You cannot say you're a master. But if the two-way process starts, yes, maybe we can reach somewhere near to it. Okay, my dear friends. So coming back to the thief story. We have around 12 minutes time. We'll finish it. So yesterday we discussed about the theme where we talked about Anil and Hari Singh. One interesting thing I would like to add in this. Yesterday, actually, we had to just finish up with the theme, so we could not go into details. Today, we'll be going into details so that you get the chapter like the back of your thing. Now, it's a very interesting fact. In olden days, even now, but people, I don't know. But in the olden days, obviously, people used to name their child on some god, on some Krishna, Shiva. Okay. Daughters as Lakshmi, you go down to south. Even in Maharashtra, you'll find names like Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, very common names. Okay. Hari, Ram, Lakshman, Shatrughan, your sinister, Shatrughan Sinha, elder brothers, Ram, eldest, Ram, then Lakshman, then Bharat, and then Shatrughan, your film star, Sonakshi Sinha's father. He is the youngest, the family of 4 brothers. And the name of their house is Ramayana. Okay. So why? These people were also very highly educated. Correct. So the basic purpose was, if I give a name with which you connect to God, or which is connected to God. Number one, early in the morning, as a parent, when I get up and I go to wake up my child, I take the name of God. You're getting the point? Second aspect was that if I've got a godly name, obviously I will try to refrain myself from indulging in some immoral activities or habits. So these were the beliefs. And as society has always been evolving. Like if there's no evolution in the society, we will all be, you can say, mentally be prepared to shift and set up in the museum. Say 9 to 6, sit in the museum, people will come and see us. And again, after 6 o'clock, we go back home. Again, next day we come back. Then, no. So because of evolution, now the people understood, they started realizing, okay, that no, we should use these names appropriate purposes. Supposing that fellow moves into immoral activities or habits, it will be a disgrace to the name of the God or the Lord whom we worship. Anyway, so the name of Hari Singh was also kept in that background. Hari. Correct? But unfortunately, this Hari became non-Hari, indulged in stealing, and he was too focused, had a vision, he was goal-oriented. He wanted to master this art. That is also professionalism. Whatever place you are, wherever, whichever place you are, you must try to master the act. So you are mastering it. So that is why, if you look at it, names like Hari and all, that's still kept. Now, getting back to it, you see here, there was a name called Anil, who was a very, very decent person, and at the same time, you can say that he was quite focused. Now, there is something to learn from his life about Anil, the characters, the behaviors, the traits of Anil. He was educated, he was on his own, and he loved writing, and that was his forte, or that was his skill. And he knew that this is my strongest weapon to walk into this profession. So he was absolutely focused on his goal to become a very good writer. He was absolutely very focused, was mastering his art. He was least bothered what is happening around him. That is how we all should be. Right now you're in Form 10. Apart from your board exams and your board results and doing very well, you should not be distracted by any other thing. Right now you should be very focused about your studies, about your career, about your percentage, about your marks. More important, getting a hold on the subjects. This is the foundation here. Later, when you branch out to whatever stream that you would like to go for, humanities, science, or commerce, remember that the foundation, this is a foundation stage for you. Try to get a good hold and grip on the subject, so that if the foundation is very solid, in 11 onwards, when you branch out and take up a stream, you can go to as many floors you want to make that, because the foundation has become strong. So this is the character of him. Very focused, absolutely focused. And other things, he was not at all. He knew that Hari Singh is a thief. He knew that one day he might steal his money or something and run away. He knew that he might also harm him. He was least bothered. If Hari Singh wants to become like this, what can I do? But again, at the same time, Being a positive minded person, a person will always carry positive thought for the entire society. A positive thought for the entire society. Because they are positive minded. So Anil always believed one thing. See, one aspect was he being a positive minded, he also believed that the whole world is just like him. And the another aspect, because of his foundations, he always believed if a person is wrong, if he gets the right kind of a mentor, that person might be guided to the positive path. Again, he believed in that. You're getting so such kind of positive minded people are not only positive in their attitude, approach, everything, but they also carry the same kind of feelings for the others who have not been fortunate like him. And they, as a missionary of goodness, they try to correct such people. This was the character of Anil. Now, if you get into the thing of harassing, now, as I told, there's so many factors. No thief is born, no thief, or you can say no person is a thief by birth. No person is a negative minded person by birth. But there are so many or various factors which actually help us in the evolution of our mind. If you are always sitting in positive, among the positive minded people or under the influence of positive and learned people, our mind will also become. But if we are sitting and we are under the influence, always surrounded and under the influence of negative minded people, our mind will be. Your mind will also be turning up like that. You're getting it? So, you can say that he was very unfortunate. You're harassing. There is a pen. Oh, yeah. Hari Singh had been very, very unfortunate. Now, in this regard, I'm talking. He was very unfortunate where he was not. Poor fellow. But again, at the same time, a person from the bottom of his heart is always a human being. It's the circumstances, the scenarios which actually make you negative minded. It's basically that. But again, at the bottom of his heart, that person is positive minded. He understands, he can rationally doubt. But his actions become irrational. Does it without thinking. That was the case of Harrison. So, when Anil took up the challenge of correcting this harassing, he did succeed at the end. He did succeed at the end. Because, as I told you, no person is born with negative qualities. That is you can say the scenario or the mathematics of our life. So he did succeed, but it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. It requires a lot of patience, perseverance, and faith in yourself. And such kind of deeds when we show a person who has, you can say, just taken the wrong path in his life, and he's again brought back to the right path, the satisfaction that you derive is immeasurable. Immeasurable. You cannot just measure. It's fathomless. So this is what was the success of Anil. Now here you see what happens. Anil knew, but he decided. He kept him. He decided. Okay, I will teach him to cook. I'll teach him some positive traits through which he can earn his livelihood. So it's very important. You see, when does the people start diverting from his path? When you don't have a proper standing on this ground, they start deviating. So he knew it, and he decided, Yeah, all these things are happening because he's illiterate. So he decided first and foremost to make him to cook in the house. He taught him how to cook and all, made him turn it into a cook. Why? He could have just brought Hari Singh and he said, okay, fine, I'll teach you and all. See, when you try to give something for free, that is actually not appreciated in the right form. That is not appreciated in the right form. So you need to have something in return. So he decided to pay, but he also forced Hari Singh to work for it, so that you understand that it's not easy to earn money. That's number one. And number two, nothing comes for free in this world. Then only you'll be able to understand the light at the end of the tunnel. So this was the rationale, the reason why Anil employed him, and you cook for me. And he had understood that he cannot cook. So he started teaching him also. And then he started with the small words, and then he started teaching him the sentences. What is your name? Okay, my name is Hari Singh. Now you see, because he got the right mentor, Hari Singh was able to think. He had resorted back to his old, profession. Had stole the money of something around 600 rupees, and he had left for the railway station. He was about to board that train, Lucknow Express, and push off to a different place or different city or some place where you could have enjoyed till the time this money lasted. But because of the good deeds, and most important, he was getting educated. As he was getting educated, he could think what is right and what is wrong. Because he was getting educated, he could think what is right and what is wrong. Because all this while, he was all alone in this world, are we saying? And all the people who were there with him, they only forced him into wrong things. He had never come across a person who could have taught him the good things. That is why. It's not that illiterate people are always immoral. In olden days, forefathers and all, they never used to be very highly educated. But most of them I'm talking about. But they were full of moral values. Correct. Kushal Singh's grandmother, illiterate but full of moral values. Whatever Kushal Singh became in his life, it was because of his grandmother. Correct. So what I basically meant to say is that thing, when we are all alone in our life, and then what happens? We don't get the right person to mentor us. Then we resort to ego things. So he was very happy and satisfied because Hari Singh realized with his profession of stealing, how long can he last? Say maximum 1 year, 2 year. Say maximum 1 year or 2 year. Or maybe 10 years. But at the end of the day, he was going to hit the red block and he was going to get caught by the police or nabbed by the police. That would be the end of his life. That would be the end of his ambitions, career, focus, goal, whatever he had, ambitions and visions of his life. So he knew this is not the right path on which he has been traveling. Because he was getting educated, now he could think in a very, very rational manner. And he knew, as I'm getting educated, definitely this will take me to places. And definitely one day I might become a very good story writer like my master, Anil. And I'll start writing books. I'll become very famous. People will respect me. And who doesn't like the word called respect? So this is how Hari Singh was able to rationalize his mind, and then he took the decision, the most important decision of his life. You remember Robert Frost, go and the road not taken. So when you are at the fork of a road, you need to decide now what is good for you and what is bad for you. If you can think and hit the right jackpot or take the right path, then only you are in a position to shape your world, your future, your career, and reach your goals and fulfill your ambitions. So he was very fortunate because of the preachings and the teachings of his master, Amin Singh. Or I should say the mentor, or the mentoring that was done by Amin Singh. The second point, now if you look at it, the title justification, the last point that we are touching is the title justification. The title justification is very, very apt because you see the thief's story. This is a story of the thief, Hari Singh, and it's entirely his own story. how he went through the transformations, and how he developed faith, and how he decided to reject his past life and accept the present, which was full of promises. And in between, one more thing, when he had returned, and when though Anil knew that Hari Singh had tried to run away because the notes were, they were all soiled or wet, he decided maybe he's trying to steal because every month I'm not in a position to give him money. His background, when he used to publish a book, he used to get the money and then he used to enjoy life. And after that, when the money used to finish again, he used to get back, live a very sojourn life. So he decided, I must give him money every month so that he should not resort to such kind of activities. So the message, end of the day, the message that you get through this story is everybody in this world can become positive minded, can leave all the immoral things that they're doing, if only they get the right kind of the master or the mentors. If you get a right mentor in your life, that mentor will definitely help you out in choosing the right path to success, and you'll easily be able to walk on that. So, my dear friend, with this we come to the end of the week, the chapter. It was wonderful. If you have any doubts, you can post me so we can get back. And so when we meet for the next class, hopefully it should be on, I don't know. Yeah, it will be on Wednesday now that we'll be meeting. So if you got any doubts over there, you can post me. So the Wednesday when we meet, I can just brief you and let you know all the doubts and all. Till then, I've given you the breakups, the syllabus and all, everything. You start preparing for your exams. And again, we'll start doing some exercises, practice sessions and all. So long then, have a great day. Take care of yourself. Das Vidania. Goodbye.